Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests, and welcome to something that I don't do very often on my channel because I don't think I'm particularly good at it, which is talking about over a game as I play it. I've just got to move the cat out of the way. You might hear some purring because he's going to rub up against the microphone while I'm trying to play. Hopefully you won't actually be able to knock it over though, because it's quite heavy. It's going to make it difficult for me to play though, because I can't see through the kitty. But we'll start. I think Beating Heart is the actual first level of the game. So let's get started. Yeah, this is going to be about an hour-long section of gameplay, but I might not upload it all as one hour-long chunk because that takes forever for my computer to do. Yeah, this game is an interesting mashup of genres. At the moment it's just on PC, I think, but it's going to be available on consoles eventually, I'm fairly certain. So as you can see, it looks really nice, reminiscent of something like Final Fight or Streets of Rage at the moment, but yeah, so this is Beating Heart, and yeah, there's a load of different genres of game in here, and as you can see, this is a scrolling beat 'em up. So here I am. You can jump, you can punch, and the enemies walk onto the screen. Very much your classic Genesis or arcade style fighting game. So I haven't seen too much of this game before. I did load it up a bit when I first got it. It was part of a bundle. I can't remember which site it was, but it was either Fanatical or Humble Bundle where I got it from. And it stood out immediately because it's my sort of game. 90s, well 80s, late 80s inspired arcade action. And hopefully over the course of this video we will see several of the game types that are featured in here. And from what I gather, this is just supposed to be part 1. Eventually they're going to release a part 2 as well with even more genres, but it's taking a while for them to get that out. I don't know if that is still the plan or not, or whether they'll just do a sequel, because they could carry on with 1990 or 1999X or whatever comes after this one. So it's got all the cliched things like trash can hamburgers, that sort of thing. But yeah, considering this is just one part of a much bigger, varied game, this is incredibly impressive. I seem to have skipped over the actual sort of storyline that frames the game. I think that's probably just shown to you the very first time you start it, and because I already had a save, it just let me choose from the sort of arcade games within the game, which is a bit of a shame. I wanted to see that story, but it's really just a vehicle to get you playing different styles of game. Let's kick this phone box in, get some money. So if this is relatively successful, I might start doing videos like this more often, especially on the PC, because it's a lot easier for me to jump on quickly and do this with the setup I've got now on my nice new PC. But I might try and do it on the consoles as well. I've just never found a decent headset and been able to get the volume levels right on my console, but I was able to test it with my PC. I'm using a combination of a Yeti microphone for capture my voice, and then the Pulse 3D wireless PlayStation headset to actually listen to the gameplay, and it's working pretty well so far. And as for capture, I'm just using the Xbox Game Bar, which is a very useful thing to have. No dedicated capture software or hardware required. You could just tell it which folder to output the file to, and away you go. So depending on how long each type of gameplay takes, I'll probably divide this video up into the different gameplay styles. So this episode 1 will be fighting, and then maybe it'll be something else as well, but I'm thinking of keeping the parts to around 20 minutes. I think it's going to go to the titles now. And my guy's just going to get beaten up off screen. So that was really just the opening level. Maybe I'll do a few different genres. Yeah, it's a very pretty game. I do like the amount of work that's gone into these graphics. So if you haven't got a PC and you like what you see here, then I'd definitely look out for this game coming out on other consoles like the Switch eventually. So it looks like we are going to get the story bits. I forgot that you get a little bit of the fighting game and then it goes into the story afterwards. So this is our main protagonist.
There I was.
Here we go.
Up in my room, just like every other night, counting taillights on the highway. Soon the cars below would reach the city, but me, I'd still be here, stuck in sleepy suburbia.
Yeah, so I'm going to try not to talk over the dialogue.
Or so I thought.
When it happens.
But sometimes extraordinary things will happen if you just let them.
It's got a very nice sort of what's the word? Synthwave atmosphere to it. I'm very much a fan of this. But that's about as far as I've seen now. Just that opening fighting section, and then this bit of story, and then I realised I wanted to do a video about the game, so I stopped. Yuzo Koshiro has done some of the music, of course, there, who famously worked on stuff like the Streets of Rage series, and I think he did Revenge of Shinobi and other Genesis games. He's done lots of games, and it's not really uncommon for him to do guest appearances on indie games these days. He's been involved in a few, but this is one of them, of course, so it adds a bit of extra quality to the experience. We'll probably get some more speech now, so I'll be quiet if we do. But yeah, really lovely pixel art. There's some really excellent pixel art games coming out at the moment. Hunt Down, which I showed in my recent pickups video, is another one.
Just outside the city, sometime in 1980X. What you see around here used to be all that I cared for, because it was all that I knew. It was here that I'd met my first friends, rode my first bike, found my first love. and found out that nothing lasts forever. This is the place I grew up in and grew out of. A place I loved and hated. I remember walking around these blocks for hours, just waiting for something to happen. I knew I needed to move forward, but every day felt like I was on a road to nowhere. The same office buildings and cheap restaurants, the grocery store, the laundromat, and the video rental place where Dad used to take me on the weekends. He'd be looking for classics, while I was more into superheroes. Oh man, we could go on forever. But then, we didn't go there anymore. It was no big deal.
I'm getting strong Pet Shop Boys vibes from the music there.
These days, I guess I was just looking for anything that could make my heart skip a beat again. And that was when I found it.
It's only just occurred to me, but what I think I'm going to do is upload episode 1 of this to my main channel, about 20 minutes or so of gameplay, and then the other episodes I think I'm going to put on my second channel, so that if people on my main channel aren't interested in seeing more of it, it can just be on the second channel.
Shut down and abandoned for as long as I could remember. Mom used to tell me to stay away from there. But there was something down that pitch black alley that caught my eye.
I think we're going to find the next game.
It took all the guts I had to go down the stairs. The basement air was thick with cigarette smoke and 10,000 volts of energy. And in the midst of this electric haze stood an army of high-tech creatures, their huge crystal-clear screens flashing before my eyes.
The arcade, excellent.
I've seen video games before. Dad even brought home one black and white model when I was really young. But this was something else. Something you could not take home with you. And this place was definitely no hangout for children.
This game's amazing so far.
In front of these machines stood some of the coolest, uncool people I had ever seen. They were the freaks, the geeks, the misfits, the outcasts, the real rebels, part of something the outside world could not understand or even knew existed. These guys were all playing trance-like, totally absorbed, as if they experienced something from another dimension.
Yeah, this game really deserves to be on a console. I don't think enough people have played this. It's probably quite popular on Steam, I would imagine, but yeah, more people really need to see this game. I think this one's going to be a sort of Darius or R-Type style game now. I did unlock this, but I think I must have skipped through that whole cutscene by accident last time. So yeah, let's give this a go. Let's see what sort of shooter this is like. I'm going to guess R-Type, but it could be closer to other types of game. Let's see. Where's the button? There it is. Yeah, it's definitely got a charging mechanism like R-Type. But there's probably going to be bits of Gradius and Darius and all sorts of other shooters mixed in there. I'm not sure whether it's actually possible to fail at these games or if you just continue like I did in the fighting game. It's too early to tell yet. But yeah, so far, the retro games it's chosen are my sort of retro games as well. A fighting game, a shooting game. I think there's an Outrun style driving arcade racer to come. So yeah, all that would make it perfect really is a action RPG, but I don't know if it's going to do that because I think the games are more arcade type games because the character is in an arcade. I'd be surprised if they did console RPGs. Maybe in a sequel they'd do that sort of thing, but I won't hold it against them if they stick to the arcade games. That Dreadnought is reminiscent of R-Type, but not quite as big as the one in, I think it's Stage 3, it's an entirely big ship. Oh, indestructible asteroids by the look of it. There's another power up. We got it. Double shot. Oh crap. In danger of being destroyed. Got him. Now I've got laser, double laser. And I'm not sure if we're going to go back to that beat 'em up or if that was just the whole thing. It'd be a shame if that's just the entire beat 'em up, because I'd play more of that for sure. Yeah, it's very R-Type so far. The difficulty level's not quite there, but to be honest, I'm fine with that because. Oh dear. Having said that, I have just died, but I'll come back. I kept all the power-ups though, which is a big difference from R-Type. You'd be back to square one if you died in that, which of course was many people's problem with it. It could get frustrating if you got all the way to the end of a level and then lost all your items just before a boss, but they were really meant to play over and over again and practice and get good, rather than the sort of Twitch shooters that you get nowadays, the bullet hell, which I don't get on with. I got hit by that worm, but it's not an instant death, which is lucky. You get a few hits before you die. Oh, it's getting a bit hairy now. Let's get that. Yeah, I would have put money into this if it was an arcade game for sure, back in the late 80s, early 90s. These games are perhaps a little bit more advanced than they would have been in 1980X. These are more sort of early 90s style games, I think. The beat 'em up in particular, this shoot 'em up could have come out in the 80s, but I think Final Fight wasn't around until the 90s. I could be mistaken though. I expect I probably am. Oh, I've died again. We're at the boss though. So it's oh, come on. Oh, damn it. See if I can beat this guy. Oh! Ah! Damn it. Did I get him? I think I got him. Oh, and he's bleeding. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna... Oh, there's more. He got away. I'll just see if this is the end of the shoot 'em up part. And if it is, I'm going to end the episode there. Yeah, so yeah, that will be the end of episode 1, so join me on the second channel if you want to see more.
It wouldn't be fair to say I didn't do my